When you destroy a player-made object, such as Torb's turret, Riptire, or Immortality Field, it changes color in the kill feed. Sometimes it changes from blue to red, while other times it changes from red to blue. Why? When a player earns an elimination, the game needs to display a new entry on the kill feed. The kill feed references entities using ID numbers, and from there can access various properties of the entity, such as its username, its current hero, and its current team number. The team number is particularly important since it determines which team color to use. In some games like Team Fortress 2, team colors are strictly associated with the team number and never change. In Overwatch, team colors are dynamic and depend on the observer. If the entity's team is equal to the observer's team, then the friendly color is used. And if the entity's team is not equal to the observer's team, the enemy color is used. This ensures that every player sees their team as blue and the enemy team as red, regardless of the actual team numbers. At this point, the kill feed is ready to be displayed, and when it comes to player entities, this process works flawlessly. So what is it about pet entities like turrets that cause the color switch? The answer has to do with the difference in how players and pets are stored in memory. Player entities exist in memory for the entire match. That is to say, players are not deleted after death. They are simply flagged as being dead and put through the respawn flow. In this case, the entity that respawns is the same entity that died. Now consider something like Torbjorn's turret. After the turret dies, there is no need to keep this specific turret in memory since it has no persistent behavior. As such, the turret is deleted from memory after it dies, which retires its entity ID. In this case, a newly built turret is not the same turret that died. Deleting the old turret makes sense. If you only create new entities without deleting unneeded ones, you would consume memory without ever freeing it back. But evidently, the deletion of entities causes the kill feed to change color. This happens because the kill feed is referencing an entity ID that no longer exists. Attempting to access the properties of a deleted entity results in default data. Notably, the team value for a non-existent entity is all teams. This value is used in free-for-all modes like Deathmatch, but it can also be used in team modes as an ambiguous reference to both teams, though there is a bias towards Team 1. Specifically, when an entity is on the All Teams team, it inherits the Team 1 color. For some reason that I can't explain, the kill feed reevaluates team values of entities, but not usernames or heroes. This was not the case in Overwatch 1, nor was it the case for the release of Overwatch 2. This behavior is relatively new as of the November 17th patch. Since deleted entities change to the Team 1 color, color swapping only occurs when an entity on Team 2 dies. When an entity on Team 1 dies, nothing unusual happens since it is changing from the Team 1 color to the Team 1 color. Because this bug only affects one team's entities, the color swap you see depends on which team you're on. If you're on Team 1, you will only ever see the kill feed switch from red to blue. And if you're on Team 2, you will only ever see the kill feed switch from blue to red. Replays always use the friendly color for Team 1, so replays will only ever show the red to blue switch. Now you may have noticed that the color swap does not occur immediately when an entity dies. This is because there's a short delay between the entity's death and its deletion from memory. But what's really interesting is that each type of entity has a different delay. A Torbjorn turret is deleted from memory a couple seconds after death, whereas Immortality Field is deleted extremely quickly. Here is every entity that causes the kill feed color bug, along with its deletion delay. Bob is an interesting case since there are two conditions that trigger deletion. Bob will either be deleted 7.5 seconds after death, or 0.2 seconds after the end of the ultimate, whichever happens first. Duplication is also interesting because it affects Echo's portrait on the kill feed. Special thanks to everyone who sent me images and videos of this bug. Your submissions help untangle the craziness that goes on behind the scenes. Happy holidays, and thanks for watching.